guys and gals and non-binary pals and wondrous people. This is Monster of the Week, also known as Dark Shadows. And I am the DM. I am being joined by Melt, who is streaming this.
No, we didn't stick him in a closet.
And Elysium, Captain Knife Run, Toast, and Sonus have also joined us all in the fray. They are the hunters. I am the keeper of this story. Therefore, I will let them all speak their little nothings to kind of reiterate what their characters are, who they are, and what they will potentially be doing, possibly. Let's start off with our host, Meltman.
Hey guys, by the way, when you did that intro, that was an interesting experiment, but when you started off, one thing passed in my mind. You remember those old THQ intro segments where they just did the cranking up right at the start of the movies? The audience is now deaf. I love the intro. It has a lot of energy.
Melt bro.
Love you,
We can talk about this later.
Okay.
Please?
Alright. So, alright. So, update on Casey. As we had previously spent an attribute point to have him be a new class, he is transitioning from being a mundane with no powers into learning magics, which is going to be interesting because he's going to be channeling powers through magical items he finds in the world, which is going to be interesting. We'll see how well that goes, especially since magic requires using weird, and his weird score is 0. So it's going to be interesting.
It is going to be a very interesting sort of take on turning a mundane to a magic user. Next we have Zandora.
I don't really know if there's much update on him. He tried to explain something that he saw in a meditation vision, and I think Felix walked out, so he didn't get to tell Felix.
That is a correct thing that has happened, yes. I believe next up we have Toaster, also known as Corporeal.
Yeah, so Corporeal's the monstrous ghost, and she hasn't changed too much. Mostly, she's kind of, I like to kind of think of her as like a comic relief kind of character. And she's just lived her entire life as a ghost.
As far as she knows, at least. Next, we do have Felix.
That's me! Last time we left off, I believe Felix basically disintegrated into darkness and vanished. And as a result, nobody knows where the heck he ran off to.
Except for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for you, the player.
that would be really interesting.
You and me.
Yeah, if the keeper was like, okay, your character's gone. Wait, where'd he go? You don't know.
No, it would be even more interesting if the keeper didn't know.
Yes.
Oh, God.
If the keeper herself did not know within this moment of time, yes, it would be kind of a confusing aspect here. Picking up where we last left off, as far as we know, it is the day after the night that we all had, like, witnessed the events that were reiterated by our wonderful hunters. Because Jessica has, in fact, called out a meeting to kind of explain to everyone why Felix has been the way he has been acting.
Can I interrupt
So-
you real quick, Em?
Yeah.
Oh,
Since
was very interesting.
you did not want, okay. Since you expressed that you did not want players to derail the DM at key moments, and because this is being live streamed and there is a live chat involved, rather than me reacting to the live chat, do you want to have the live chat up and you be checking it as you go so you can control when someone says something like they said recently in the live chat?
I am looking at live chat right now,
okay,
actually.
okay. Because
Just-
there was comment that I thought that it deserved some sort of recognition.
Magical girl comment? Yes.
Okay.
Joseph, the magical girl thing is still kind of happening. Do not worry.
Wait, what? That's not what you told me! That is not what you told me!
Also, Seance, I do believe that Mel has, in fact, made his bed.
No, he conned on. He conned on.
Yeah, okay, cool. Other than that, here we go with Dark Shadows. You ready?
Hooray.
It is the morning after all the events that had happened. And the gang that did, in fact, attend decides to go over to Jessica's meeting over in the safe house area, which is in the library area behind a bookshelf. Which, the meeting kind of goes like this. Jessica has decided, like, this is all kind of already happened, technically. So I'm just gonna, like, do it, like, as a reiteration here. Jessica stood in front of the large TV screen setup, computer setup, explaining to everyone that she knew Felix's parents because they were part of the original team of hunters that kept the magic secret from the rest of the town. As she's explaining this, she's also kind of a little bit, like, frustrated with herself and just a bit, like, down. She seems like every time she speaks of Felix's mother specifically, she seems to be a little bit like her hand kind of makes a fist over her heart a little bit, and she kind of just gets really depressed about it. Like, she's holding back tears emotionally. While this is going on, Safe, the dire werewolf, in human form, by the way.
That got covered by Coates last time.
That got covered by Coates because Felix decided to escape from her last time. Is in the kitchen area across the room, making herself 2 large plates of food, with Corporeal and everyone else sitting on the couch or sitting in the dining room area. Mind you, she's making 2 full plates of food for herself and casually eating a piece of watermelon. Corporeal, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you know that Safe is a dire werewolf?
I don't think it's been brought up yet.
Okay.
Nope, it hasn't.
Also, for the next 11 hours, you are drunk. That effect takes hold. Because you put on that wooden ring.
I have to look up what the positive to the being drunk was.
The positive to the wooden ring of being drunk. Let me turn back my pages here for a moment. I do apologize.
+2
it
to
was
cool.
+2 cool until the next 2 rolls.
You're officially the coolest ghost ever. Too spooky.
But we are just going to have you roll normal cool, and then I'll add the +2 instead of having the system do it for you, because I think
It'll
that's
break
just
the
gonna
system.
mess. It's gonna break the rolls. Yeah, just a little bit. Don't want broken rolls now. I do want to reiterate how safe does look like. She does still look like the werewolf girl from, what was that anime again?
My brain is disconnected. Sorry.
She looks like a wolf girl from an anime.
There you go.
Oh.
That's what she looks like. Nope, found it last time.
Yes.
Nope, did find it last time. Red-headed wolf girl. I believe Cap sent me a picture of a red-headed wolf girl once. Or
Thumbing through. Hang on.
Let's see here. I'm trying to go ahead and I think it was Spirit of the Wolf or something like that. I forget the name of the anime, so it's having a hard time pulling it up.
it's definitely not Spirited Away, I can tell you that much.
Was it this?
Yeah, it was that one.
No.
That's the style-esque. So just do it.
Okay.
Just do it.
Just put that one on.
And see, the thing is, what I was go ahead and pulling up was like,
For visual effects of the audience, I do
There we go.
apologize. Yes.
why is
Oh, cute.
I was just searching and I found that, but that's not what we were looking for. But
Honestly, I'd go with that one. Yeah,
I'd go with that one mostly.
yeah, honestly.
I like
you
that
like
one better. I
Yeah.
like that one better. Yes.
Okay. Well,
So yeah,
I'll-
that is
Meanwhile,
how
getting back to the plot.
that is how Safe looks, tail and all, and she's got a piece of watermelon in her face while she's cooking up eggs and bacon and all this. 2 heaps of plates filled with just a lot of food.
there you go.
Yeah.
Maximum ear twitch for you.
So yeah, Corporeal, you're drunk now. The meeting goes on.
Sorry, Alphys is messaging me.
Do not worry. But yeah, the meeting's going on. Corporeal,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing in your drunken state?
So, she's in the kitchen. We're all basically in the living room having the meeting, right?
Yeah, and it's an open kitchen, so you guys can see her, she can see you.
Oh, nice.
Corporeal keeps just kind of eyeing her, trying to figure out what she is. Should I roll to find out if I know that she's a...
I would love for you to roll your sharp.
Wait, Corporeal's drunk, right?
Corporeal is
there's
definitely
a
drunk.
minus 1 forward to this.
Does that give you a penalty on your sharp?
I'll check here. I think it might have.
Well, either way.
Oh, no, actually, surprisingly, it did not.
Either way, she did fail that roll.
Mark
If
an
that's the
experience.
At an experience. Corporeal, you're kind of just like you're looking at this person thinking, oh yeah, that's completely normal for a human to have wolf ears. She must be human.
I like your hat.
Your hat.
Just her ear twitches over to you, and she gives you a kind of like, what the heck is this woman talking about? Hat.
Corporeal gets up and starts stumbling across the room over at her, almost falling at one point, but regaining control. And then puts one hand up on her shoulder to brace herself, pulls herself up, and then just starts petting the ear. Kitty!
She's just like, what the fuck? Huh? Why are you petting my... Oh, that feels nice. And she starts... She
No,
just starts doing the foot thing.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put an image up, and I'm gonna assume that this is what in her drunken state, this is what Corporeal thinks they are.
Yes.
Uh-oh. I know exactly what image. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She probably does think that because honestly, they do have ears that wiggle depending on a person's movement. They do sell those, and those are amazing.
What? What is it? What is it? Oh, what? Oh, that feels good.
Yeah. She's just kind of a little bit confused as to why this ghost that had originally tried to kill her at one point is now just loving on her with just like platonic love there.
Can I try them on? Starts yanking on her.
Oh,
She just kind of gently pushes you back. Those are part of me, woman.
Oh, I totally understand. Sometimes clothing just feels like it's part of you. She goes back into the meeting,
Yes.
kind of falling in the middle of the living room, and then getting back up and sitting on the couch.
I'm picturing Corporeal when she gets back up with this dopey grin on her face.
Dude, it sounds like Corporeal had a lot of weed. I'm sorry, that's just what it sounds like.
Moving on from that. So what's everyone's sort of like opinion on finding out that like she knew about Felix's parents, about Jessica knowing Felix's parents and having been with business with the both of them?
well, I mean, at this point, Casey's just waiting for her to elaborate further. Kind of like looking at her with the and look without saying anything because he doesn't want to interrupt.
She kind of just glances over, stops, because she's finished talking specifically about the events that had like how they met specifically, and she kind of looks at you like, what more do you want me to say? What else? What information do you guys need from me about this?
Okay, so you knew his parents and worked with them. There was some sort of sighting of them being in town. And then Felix has a bit of a freak out. And no one knows where he is. Is there anything that you haven't told us that we should know in order to find our friend? Is there anything else that you haven't told us yet that you feel we should know at this point? Because I don't in any way want to say that it's... I get that some things are need to know. This is about our friend, and I kind of feel like we're working with him on a regular basis in unusual circumstances. In a way, we kind of should have already gotten at least some sort of brief, or at least he himself
She interrupts you in the middle of it. Okay, fine. All right. I honestly should have elaborated on the file case of his mother. She pulls up the file case like on the touch screen part of the entire TV to pull it up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the file says that she is missing in action, but Felix's mother is dead.
And is Felix aware of this?
The file doesn't like specify that she is dead. The file itself just specifies she's MIA, and that she is in fact buried in the... It gives an address. That's the file. It just gives an address of a location of a church that was abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
And she elaborates a little bit more. She's buried in this church area.
Okay.
I don't think Felix would understand, or at least catch on, that missing in action would mean that she's dead. A lot of people don't seem to connect those dots.
Okay. And
Well, thanks for the input, Jeff.
the question is, does he know? And was it something where someone sat down and talked with him about it? Or was it something that he found by other means?
I don't know if he knows that his mother is dead.
Mm-hmm.
But judging by his reaction that you guys have told me, he might be extremely upset, and his powers might be a bit untamed within this moment.
Okay, so friend of ours with supernatural powers flips out, and you're not sure why, and you have information about one of his parents being dead, and there was recently sightings of the other in town. So, do you have any information on his father?
His father's back in town?
That was, I believe, the rumor that was being discussed.
He would have contacted me if he was back in town. Or
so basically
least,
this is news to you.
This is news to me, yes.
Okay. So okay. It is supposedly a surprise to you that he was in town. Did you know where he was previously to that information?
Last I saw him, he was grieving.
Do you know if he's been in touch with Felix at all?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
He wanted to distance Felix away from all of this.
That was his wishes when he left grieving, and we roped him into doing this against his father's wishes?
Yes, that is what happened, Casey.
What are we going to do about this? We need to find Felix, and we need to resolve this. We've got a friend. He's out there, he's hurting. We don't know 100% why, and we're just piecing it together. Felix deserves us to go ahead and going out there and looking for him. Does anybody have an idea of where he could have gone?
Corporeal slowly raises her hand.
Everyone just turns to Corporeal, just like...
Is Corporeal still drunk here?
Yes, she is. She's gonna be drunk for the next 11 hours.
Oh, damn!
So, I think I followed that. Where's the church?
It's over on the southeast of town.
Corporeal slips off her ring and turns invisible, and you guys notice the door open as she leaves.
She does know she doesn't need to open the door, that she can just float
She's
right
drunk.
through.
Cool.
Okay.
She's drunk.
No, that's Jessica right there, saying and asking that. Because Jessica doesn't understand why the heck the ghost of all people is acting drunk.
You guys hear a car alarm going off outside and a trash can falling over.
Oh God.
I'm going to try to go ahead and get my van and follow slowly the course of mayhem. Anybody want to run along?
I will.
Jessica? We'll talk later?
Sure.
Alright. I'm sorry if I was harsh at all.
Azazel, get out of your room!
Oh God.
Oh, I looked for pictures of an abandoned church for you.
Did you now?
Yes.
Yep. That's a really good one. Yeah.
That is a good one, yes. I like it.
By the way, I don't think it's Azazel. It is the great Leon.
Huh?
You say the Great Leon, and I think of a really fat cat.
I was thinking of Star Fox, if anyone ever gets that reference.
Mm. Well, she calls him Azazel. Because Greg...
That's a previous
Yeah, I
thing
know.
that she used to call him.
Yeah.
Azazel
Still-
walks, or Leon, or as you guys know, Leon, or Azazel, as Jessica just stated, walks out of his room and looks rather groggy from a night of fun, we'll say. Or what was supposed to be fun ended up being drunk and drinking.
Azazel, I need you to,
God, why? What's wrong with his eyes?
I need you to help out the team. please. She's a bit distraught, okay?
Okay, Jessica. So I heard the briefing, at least part of it, dozing in and out. Casey, you'll take us where we need to go. God, do you have any migraine medicine?
She throws the medicine to you.
It clocks him in the head. I'm kidding.
He catches it, opens it, takes a pill, just swallows it without any water, tosses it back to her, and follows Casey out the door.
I do have a question for the keeper.
Oh god. Yes?
What time of day is it?
Well, since it is morning, I'm going to say 9.
Are those cops in town still?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. Okay, so they got me in the back of their car last time for chasing a bike that had no rider and trying to go and explain it. And now they're going to go and see me driving slowly behind something that is randomly knocking stuff over.
Oh God.
In a van.
I mean, she has a good, 5-minute head start.
I am
Corporeal
so
does.
glad that my van does not say free candy on the side of it. It's the only thing I could be doing right now to make this worse.
I wonder if that one
Isn't your
that Felix
van
left
a
up
good-
there.
Isn't your van a wonderful shade of army green?
Yeah, pretty much.
I wonder if that illusion that Felix left down there with the free candy's still there.
Oh, God.
As long as no one's disturbed it, yeah.
Oh God.
No! No!
I'm pretty sure everyone can see the free candy on the side. So, Casey, are you going to attempt to, shoo it away?
Did I spot it? Do I need to roll for that? Because I was not
No.
aware of it at this point.
That'd be a weird roll to dismiss it, wouldn't it?
I think it would be a weird roll to dismiss it. So, if you want to dismiss it, roll your weird.
Oh, okay. Has it been raining out lately?
Yes.
And the ground in the parking lot is kind of muddy in areas, right?
Yes.
Scoop up mud, wipe it over it.
There you go.
That's wonderful. Good job.
Dismiss it or not, I don't have time for that. Right now,
Yeah.
practical solutions.
Yeah. You got +1 to your little whatever role I choose next.
Whatever
because
roll.
+1
that's
forward.
honestly, yeah, it's gonna be +1 forward because I honestly like that thinking. That's inspirational thinking right there.
Outside of the box.
Outside of the box, inspirational thinking, and I
then
honestly
we're going
didn't
to
think
win.
this would be like. I honestly didn't think this whole meeting would turn out to be such a good idea to start out with, but yay! Okay, anyhow, y'all are gonna track into the vehicle, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got another question for the keeper.
Oh,
Is there any bakeries between where I
Oh
started
God.
and the church?
there's a donut shop and one bakery.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to start.
I think
So-
we're gonna change it from hatred of werewolves to unable to resist baked goods.
At this point, it's kind of starting to be like that.
All right.
Corporeal in her drunk state isn't aware that she's still invisible and she is enjoying lovely donuts.
Yeah. There we go. Ghost
Some
donuts.
of the donuts are shaped like frogs.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go with ghost donuts. That's why I got ghost
There's some
donuts.
ghost. She picked up some ghosts, but she also picked up at least one frog.
I don't have frog.
Why is there
donuts.
frog?
Frogs are cute. Don't judge me.
Hey.
Judge.
You know, okay. I found frog donuts to go with the ghost donuts.
Alrighty.
Hold on, I'm getting them on the stream now. There you go. Frog donuts and ghost donuts.
That's wonderful. Good job. That is simply amazing.
I hate you.
Okay.
What?
I didn't ask to see that. That monstrosity.
Okay, I'm sorry. You guys throw the situations at me. I find pictures for the viewers at home.
Don't worry, they taste amazing.
Oh, I bet they do.
I'm sure that, you know, the frog donuts have cream filling.
Okay. Okay, my beautiful.
It's not easy when you're
peoples.
green.
Oh, okay, my beautiful peoples. Corporeal, since you are in fact going to be there first before everyone else, like, you get there to the church. The church is run down. It's kind of a little bit abandoned. It looks a little bit wear for tear at this point. The ceiling has kind of collapsed ever so slightly. The paint, the once very wonderful white paint is now chipping, and the graveyard behind it is kind of large.
Is anybody else just imagining the Temple of Time here?
Yes.
Unintentional coincidence of awesomeness. Cool. Yeah.
I was going
Corporeal,
ahead and typing in Temple of Time, and it was trying to autofill with Temple of Donuts. I'm like, do I dare? Do I dare
Do it.
search Temple of Donuts?
Okay. Corporeal, you do notice that there are some spirits lurking about here and there, floating and doing their own everyday, daily, now day-to-day business as a ghost.
Spooping people.
Spooking people, or at least trying to communicate with their loved ones that are visiting the graves. What do you do there, Corporeal?
I stumble on over to the one closest to me, and then go, "Hey, have you seen my friend Felix?"
I don't know anyone by that name, Jerry.
He's about yay high, And she, because, has no grasp on distance, raises her arm way above her.
A tall fellow, is he?
Oh, very, very short.
My lady, I do believe he grabs your hand a little bit and kind of corrects the height a bit as much as he can.
Yeah, spot
I
on.
believe oh, right there. Okay. I have seen some teenagers here like that height.
Where has the recent one gone to?
Over yonder. He's actually still visiting the gravestone. It's right next to that Schwarzcat lady?
Schwarzcat, yeah.
Schwarzcat. It's right next to that Schwarzcat tombstone. Right over there. He points.
And she just kind of starts stumbling on over that way.
As Corporeal starts stumbling on over that way, Corporeal, you see a familiar bully face, actually. Because, let's see. Hold on. Ah, Zachary Mullen. That should be a familiar name. He's kneeling at what looks to be his father's gravestone. And he has some flowers, and he's sort of updating her on his life. And you see the ghost version of his father just sitting there listening, holding his son close.
I stumble on over in front, sit down beside him on the other side, and turn visible and look on over. Your father can hear you.
Oh. Yeah, I really hope so. I hope I'm making him proud.
I'm just kind of expecting drunk corporeal just to be like, nah, he's literally right here. Like, nah, my dude, he's literally hugging you at the moment. Like, he's sitting right here. He's listening. Like, dude, he's here.
Pretty much, that's what she does. She starts kind of like waving her hand, like, no, right there.
Like poking the ghost.
And once again, Zachary is just, yeah, he's always pretty damn close to me. And he pulls out a baseball card.
No, he's here. Not metaphorically. He's not in the card. He's beside you.
Like,
no, this is the last thing he gave me. It was his treasured, it was his first baseball game, and he starts going off, giving you a story. Like, it was his first baseball game, and he was able to get this card from one of the batters himself, and it was even signed.
Corporeal looks over to the father. Must have been a pretty good game.
The father nods. Ever so slightly surprised that a person can see him.
Yeah. Pilato actually has an interesting idea in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Corporeal gets an idea, and suddenly she goes invisible again. And you see...
And Zach's just like, what the heck?
And the ring kind of floats in front of Zach and over to the father.
father.
Oh, snap.
The father then is hesitant to this ring.
She
Looks at
forces
you.
it on his
Looks,
finger.
and as he looks to Zachary, he is now fully disguised as a human again.
The question is, if the ring was tailored, does it still look like corporeal or not? I'm kidding. No, it'll look like his father.
It will look like his father. And Zachary's just like, Dad? And then they both share a hug. And the
Sweet
father,
corporeal strikes again.
by the way, you guys come in to the fray after this touching scene.
Pulling out my cell phone and calling Jessica.
Corporeal attempts to become visible to wave, but she can't quite manage it because she's drunk, so she's sort of like a Christmas light, just blinking, waving.
She's like one of those broken Christmas lights that you have to fucking physics with.
Oh. Oh no.
I am relaying to Jessica that Corporeal has given the ring that makes her physical being apparent to some random ghost of a dad who had passed away so he can give his son a hug. That she may want to send someone over to debrief the kid afterwards.
I mean,
You
I'm right
hear
here.
in the background, it's as if Jessica took the phone away from her mouth in order to say, "Ah, God damn it, that ghost!"
At which point I'm giving her the address.
Okay, Azazel knows what to do.
Kill him.
Azazel is still hungover. So he's kind of just in the back. He hears her yell and he's like, "Keep the goddamn noise down, woman!"
You know what? He seems a little out of it. How about I hand you the phone to him so you can explain it to him? At which point, while she's probably still yelling, handing him the phone.
He just like gets further, as far away into the back of the van.
The
It's
farther
like-
you
it-
get
it's
from
like-
the phone, the louder she's going to get.
It's like a cat avoiding your pets.
No. I'm thinking it's like a cat trying to avoid a fresh bath.
Yeah, that too, probably.
Have you tried to bathe a cat before? They are
I
not
have.
in the mood for your shenanigans.
My dad has actually tried to bathe our once beloved Shelby, and she was covered in toothpaste that dried on her skin by a certain 10-year-old.
Oh, really?
It was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was me.
That's not how you brush the cat.
Oh god.
I wanted to clean the keyboard as well, and the keyboard had. Keep in mind, this was a Dell keyboard. This was in the Dell days.
Dude, you brushed Adele?
Yes.
No, I'm cringing
Anyway.
at that fact.
Anyway, yes, there was dried toothpaste all over that keyboard. Anyhow, other than my destruction of property.
and making cats minty fresh.
Yes, other than that, Shelby was fine. She lived a lovely life and ran away. Anyhow,
Rip.
Let's get back to the task at hand.
So, he finally, regrettably, mind you, because he knows how loud Jessica can be, he regrettably takes the phone and keeps it as far away from his ear as possible. And he's like, "What?" Like, he's cringing at this point. Like, his face is contorted.
God.
She's now calm a little bit, and she has her ear to the phone, and she says, "Leon, Leon, sweetie, would you please defuse that situation?
And this is why he didn't put it to his ear. He knew he expected to yell, so he's just like, oh, fine. He doesn't even bother to give the phone back at this point. He just drops it on the bottom of the car, like in the back of the van, opens the doors, and heads towards Corporeal.
My
The drunk
phone!
Corporeal.
What if the screen got cracked? God dang it! I'm now scrounging to the bottom of the van trying to get my phone back.
He pops
You won't
his
need a
head.
phone in the afterlife.
He
Keep in mind also, the scene has kind of like with Corporeal and the father and Zachary, it's kind of died down a little bit to more of a, I'm proud of you, son, but you need to kind of move on a little bit. It'll be okay. You're the man of the house, sort of thing.
Oh,
and he's attempting to give back the ring to Corporeal now.
Before that happens, I just want to say that Leon pops his head back in the back of the van. He's like, "If it breaks, I'll buy you a new one." And he just walks over to Zachary and the now visible father. And he goes over to Zachary and puts his hand on his shoulder, and he's like, "Okay, first off, what you just saw here, you speak a word of this, and bad things are probably going to happen. Just going to let you know that. So keep your trap shut."
is by the way, Zachary is just looking up at you, being a strange man.
Yeah, I am a strange, hungover guy with a fucking. Sorry for the language. I am a strange, hungover guy, still equipped with my weapons, mind you.
Yeah.
Can we
Fully
get
kitted out.
a description of those weapons for the audience, please?
There is a rifle draped over my back and a revolver attached to my hip.
I believe that is a sniper rifle, to be more accurate with it.
It is a sniper rifle.
One of the both most broken and powerful weapons in this entire game field.
Yes. He puts his hand on his shoulder. He can probably just assume I'm drunk, and
yeah.
Puts his hand on his shoulder, and he's like, he says what he said previously. He's like, "Okay, so what you just witnessed was a friend of ours giving your father a tailored ring, and this."
Why are you explaining this to him? I'm curious.
I'm hungover, so I'm not thinking correctly. Give me a break.
Zachary cuts you off a bit and like pats your hand that's on his shoulder, saying, "Sir, you don't have to explain anything to me, really. I've seen this ghost before."
He's gonna take his hand off his shoulder and then immediately smack him on the back, like, "Okay, good." Kind of smack on the back, and he's like, "Okay, good, you've dealt with this before. So I just need you to know that Corporeal," he points to the flickering
the now human ghost, by the way, because
yeah, she has
ring
the
is
ring on.
given back.
So he points to Corporeal. He's like, "So Corporeal is a spirit herself. That ring is for her. So she shouldn't have." He looks Corporeal dead in the eye. Eyes are bloodshot. Like, this guy, he looks pissed. He looks like absolutely livid. You drunk little shit, shouldn't have given him that ring in the first place. But you did something good. But you also got me yelled at by Jessica for probably the upteenth time. Get in the fucking van. And he turns around and he takes a few steps away, and then he looks over at Zach. Not a bloody word. As he walks all the way over to the van, gets in the van, and sits in the van. It's like, he picks up. By the way, he takes the phone from Casey again. He's like, if Jessica's still on the phone.
Jessica's no longer on the phone, but I'm gonna assume that you're just gonna still talk to it.
Yeah, he's going to because he's just going to assume.
All right,
And
I'm
he's
back.
like, job's done, and he's gonna toss
Welcome
it
back.
back. Welcome back.
I accidentally
missed you,
put soap on my hands instead of my hand sanitizer.
Oh, whoops.
Oh.
Beautiful.
It's the exact same bottle. Shut up.
Okay, whatever.
So who's drunk here?
Okay.
Everett.
Okay. Yeah. Sonus. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on.
Okay.
I was trying to
So-
quiet everyone else.
Okay, so he takes the phone, probably to Casey's dismay, and he says, "Job's done," and he more or less tosses it, not like hands it to him, but he like puts his arm out and then tosses it onto Casey's lap.
Please tell me it's a gentle toss at
It's
least.
a
Okay.
gentle toss. He's not gonna whip it through the window. He grabs a piece of cloth that he has in case he's in this kind of state, and just drapes it over his eyes and lays his head back on the side of the van. He's like, "Oh, sweet darkness, my old friend."
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Okay. Cool.
Corporeal, during all that, was stumbling towards the van, but in her drunken state forgot what the command was and is now just back to roaming around asking ghosts where Felix is.
By the way, Felix is not here.
I forget what the original job is, by the way. In character, not like
Yeah.
not actually.
Yes.
Like, in
Yeah.
character.
I can understand that. Do not worry. But you guys do notice that Felix's mother is in fact like here. Not in ghost form, mind you, but she is in fact. Her gravestone is right next to Zachary's dad's gravestone.
So if Corporeal could fart, she would literally have gassed the right grave.
Melt, shut up. It's the
Well,
meanest
mad
thing.
gassing, I guess.
I'm upset with both of you. Okay, enough with the gas puns.
Sorry, I was just having a gas at it.
Felix, I forget what your
I think the jokes are getting a bit bloated here.
All right, so I
Okay.
have muted Melt.
Okay, hey, enough, please. This
Okay.
is kind of a serious moment here, a bit.
My apologies.
Especially with you, Felix, since I'm asking you what your mother's name was again.
Bringing up my notes. 1 second.
Thank you.
Her name was Bernadette. Bernadette Svartcat.
Beloved mother, and wonderful teacher is what it says on her like gravestone. Bernadette Svartcat. And I think Felix would kind of know how long she lived.
If Felix
Really?
is here.
Really, Melt?
If Felix was here, of course. So yeah, you guys do not find Felix here. You did find the gravestone of his mother and everything else like that. I think you guys don't really have very much other business around here. You've made Zachary's day and probably
The rest of
brightened
his
up
life.
his life a bit.
Corporeal
Oh!
wanders back to the
Oh
van.
yeah, that's right. I forgot one thing. You guys do in fact see a very familiar face behind the church, actually. and going into the church. A pair of familiar hairstylistic cat ears on top of a very teenage-looking head. I'm going to just say that you guys assume that that was Felix, possibly.
Well, Corporeal most definitely did. She's already heading that way.
Okay, cool. Is everyone else going to notice that Corporeal, or has everyone else noticed that Corporeal is, in fact, running over to the direction that she thinks she saw Felix?
No,
Well,
not really.
I mean, considering we were literally waiting for in the van, and Corporeal basically went from walking towards us to meandering about to beelining in a direction, I'm going to say, Leon, Corporeal was supposed to come to the van, right?
Leon pokes his head out and looks in the direction where he saw Corporeal last, looks around and sees her heading towards the church, and relays this. He pops his head back into the van. He's like, apparently she saw something at the church. She's heading there. So do with that what you will. I'm staying right here. As he puts his head back down on the side of the van, it's like,
By the way, does Casey's van have AC or?
That is a good question. Does Casey's van have AC?
Considering how broke he is, I'm assuming he does, but whether it's working right is another thing.
Ah, okay, so it
So I
has
will leave that up.
characteristics.
I would leave it up to the keeper as to whether or not it is working correctly.
Just curious if Leon's currently suffering in heat or with the AC on.
one of Leon's things is that he's used to harsh climates, so I don't think he'll be
Oh, okay.
suffering at least. So, go ahead.
I believe it'll putter to life a bit if it's turned on. I'm assuming you guys turn it on. Right?
If it is necessary, yes. Otherwise, to save on fuel, because again, he only has so much money. He's used to the AC of 2 windows down traveling at 60. If anybody's familiar with what kind of AC that is.
The best AC is.
So did I hear right that Casey's gonna go and try and investigate a little bit?
God, yes. I mean,
Okay.
We've got. We need to go and get Corporeal under control because we have other things we should be doing for. We should be out looking for Felix, not chasing down Corporeal, who, as far as I know, is looking for Felix. So yeah.
Oh, and by the way, as soon as she reaches the door, she kind of runs past it and then trips and falls, gets back up and runs inside.
Corporeal and also Casey, I need you both to roll your sharp for read a bad situation, please.
Rolling sharp for bad situation. Rolling sharp. Boo-boo,
I'm not very sharp.
Arc experience.
Do I get a? You said give me 1 forward from the mud on van technique, right?
Yes, I will add that. I will
Okay.
add that normally.
That is with the forward that I was supposed to add.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
And
I'm just wanting to like spread caution to the fact that every time we do forward, it tends to break the system a bit.
Only if you add a positive or negative to the thing. If you just put the number in without putting a positive sign, it works fine.
Okay, so both of you mark experience.
Because, of course, even with, the forward, I absolutely suck at sharp. It could be worse. It could have been cool. That would have been less.
That would have been nice.
The both of you don't seem to take notice to any sort of dangers or anything else like that. You go on in as if it's normal.
Do I see where
Corporeal,
Felix went?
you do see where quote unquote Felix went.
Uh-oh.
Remember, this is just Corporeal assuming that it's Felix. You don't know possibly yet, but I'm going to leave that at that. You see that he seems to have climbed up the ladder a little bit and now is kind of in the rafters, which are extremely kind of broken and worn down a bit.
She goes to take flight up, but kind of ends up doing a somersault, crash landing, and decides to walk up the ladder instead.
Is it because she still has the ring on and hasn't noticed because she's kind of drunk?
Yeah.
By the way, 1 hour has passed. You are welcome.
Thank you. Only 10 more drunk hours to go.
You climb up the ladder and KC, you see Corporeal starting to climb up a ladder. As soon as you enter. KC?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear me?
Okay, I'm
Does
going after.
Casey see Felix?
Okay.
I'm going after.
Okay.
I was in no way looking for an image of like an anime girl somersaulting, rolling across the floor or anything like that. I was not finding anything that was worthwhile result, sadly enough.
It was kind of entertaining, though, the pictures that did pop up.
So yeah, the Corporeal, you are in the rafters. You see the kind of shaded out outline of Felix. Something's a bit off, though.
Does she notice?
I can only assume that you will notice that there is in fact a cat tail coming out of Felix's hiney.
Felix, you got one of those clothing items too that gives you animal parts, like ears and stuff? Where have you been? We've been looking for you all day.
The figure perks up upon hearing your voice. But by the way, when I say perk up, I mean it kind of just is like a... And you see that the ears are a lot more cat-like and definitely ears at this point, as well as a cat tail. And he kind of grins a really toothy, overly mouthy, toothy grin that goes a little bit past the cheekbones. It's kind of unsettling.
I'm just imagining the Cheshire Cat.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one.
Oh, it's okay, guys. I drew a picture of this.
Dude. I can't say the rest.
But yeah, that's kind of the general vibe that's coming off of this creature that you see before you.
Yeah, basically like that, Melt.
Why is he up in a rafters?
Because they're climbing through the rafters.
They are climbing through the rafters. I mean, come on. I did say that.
But apparently, there's some YouTube video of a kid climbing through the rafters of IKEA, and this was like a screenshot from that, apparently.
That does basically look like it, yeah, roughly.
I've never been in an IKEA, so I'm just like climbing through the rafters. This was the first image that popped up. It had a guy climbing through the rafters, and it was like story about...
Yeah, pretty much that sort of esque of thing.
That is a very well done job, Mel.
I'm trying here, guys. I'm trying.
You did very well with that. Cap's already seen this image that I have recently sent.
Oh.
This is kind of a bit more of an accurate drawing.
Oh, you want me to go ahead and put that?
You can if you want. Yes.
Oh, no. Sure. Oh God, you went ahead and the image is in like 4K.
What do you mean 4K? What?
It's really big. I'm having to zoom it down so it will fit on a single screen when you open the original.
I do apologize for that.
No, it's nothing wrong. That just means that
I
there's
went
more.
full
We're turning your
detail with
freaking
this.
camera down.
Yeah.
I went full detail with this.
There we go. That
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, let's see here.
And the shadow cat kind of takes a swipe at the somewhat crumbling and rotten wood that is the rafters. That is the rafters.
It's the sound of like a saw, because that's how fast he was going.
Yeah. He takes a claw, swipes at the rafters, and then disappears off into like shadows. He kind of melts into the shadows and just disappears like that.
No, so like Felix does.
I don't think you're Felix.
And as you say that, Corporeal, you start to notice that the rafter that you are currently standing on is kind of falling.
It's a Bari fall.
Yeah, is this where I'm getting to like the top of the ladder?
This is where you're getting to the top of the ladder, and you're noticing that Corporeal's weight is a little bit too much for the current rafter.
Since I've completely not transferred into a spellcaster yet, do I still have access to my mundane ability? What could go wrong?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so again, this is whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets. Hold 2. You may spend the hold 2. Inflict 1 hard. Reduce someone's harm suffered by 1, or take 2 on a act under pressure. I'm going to basically, what could go wrong, I'm going to try to rush forward and get Corporeal out of the bad situation as fast as possible. At the same time, most likely exposing myself to personal risk. Not hedging the bets, I'm just basically rushing in and trying to get Corporeal.
You're trying to make sure that Corporeal doesn't hurt herself while she's in her physical form.
Yes.
And Corporeal, do you take notice of any of this that's going on behind?
I'm assuming my back is behind, or is facing Casey, so I don't notice Casey, but I would like to roll my sharp to see if I notice that I'm falling.
I would love for you to roll your sharp.
Do you need me to roll something for acting under pressure then?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hey, that's my best roll of the day.
Did you add the +2, or shall I do that?
Oh, I had rolled the sharp.
Yes, but
Sharp
did you
is
add
a -1.
Yes, but Toast. Are you? Oh, wait. Yeah,
That's
that
for
is
Casey.
right. Yeah, that's. No. That's not what I'm asking. Here.
Oh, for the drunk ability, that's
It was
+2 to
cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. I was getting that mixed up a bit. So, yeah. That looks pretty much you don't notice it until the rafter starts to kind of like crack and break underneath your feet. It's definitely cracking, and if you panic at this point of time, which I'm assuming you will,
Very much so.
with the panic, knowing how humans are, you're going to shift your weight really quickly, which is going to be really bad, and kind of quicken the rafter a bit. So, KC, please roll your act under pressure.
Oh, okay.
Remember, you have 2 forward to that act under pressure. pressure.
So
Because you're still on the ladder. You're underneath her on the ladder.
So that is that.
And she is
tough
kind of
or
sliding off.
Is that what?
What
Hold on.
stat is act under pressure?
Cool.
Act under pressure is cool.
Good
That
thing
is
I
right.
have a 2 forward to that because my cool is 0.
You're
Most of
so
my stats
cool.
have been -1 except for my weird. So
Okay then.
8. Okay, you're acting under cool to try and catch Corporeal. The keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay. I would say at this point she's falling really fast, so in order to save her from like all of the harm or a majority of the harm at least, you have to jump like within this moment. You have to jump and catch her.
Doing it, and what I'm going to try to do is when I jump and try to catch her, I'm going to move my body so I act as a cushion between her and the ground. Knowing full well that I'm about to probably hurt myself. But
Can I, because I know, I believe we discussed it before, I can still use my ability, it's just ill-advised when I'm in human form?
I believe that is a true point, but also keep in
in her
mind
drunk
Corporeal is drunk.
Yeah, so in her drunk state, I would like to roll act under pressure to attempt to stabilize our situation.
I love where this is going.
And attempt to fly up as fast as
Goes through the roof.
Okay, so
jumps to
Casey-
catch Corporeal, misses, goes face first in the ground as Corporeal launches herself through the ceiling.
okay, let me kind of explain the situation
Oh,
here
God.
now. Okay. Casey, you have jumped and have officially caught Corporeal. She takes a few seconds to realize, hey, wait, I can fly. And, well, Corporeal, please roll your cool for acting under pressure, please.
Oh, God.
and this is where I get the 2.
This is the what?
I get the +2 on this roll.
Yes, you do.
The +2
Did you
is
add
not-
the +2 or did you
No.
not?
Thankfully.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. You did
It's
not add the
only a
+2 yet.
7.
So 5, 6, 7. That is a 7.
I think my roller's broken.
Yeah, let's blame it on the roller.
Here's what kind of goes down.
No, we want to go up.
No, but here's what goes down.
Again, wrong
Corporeal-
direction.
Corporeal, in your drunken state, you kind of forget that you can fly, and it takes you a bit to remember. Oh wait, I can fly, and you start to try to channel that flight, only to have KC take 1 harm. Ground, but not under your full weight.
Oh, so it cushions.
He kind of drags you down because he is weight that you did not take into account.
So, if I had not jumped out and grabbed onto Corporeal at the last moment to try to protect Corporeal, Corporeal might just gently have landed on her feet on the floor.
Most likely.
Heart was in the right place! By the way, does the enchanted armor that reduces harm by 1 reduce the harm to a rather painful
Yes.
bruise?
Yes. Yes. You don't get any harm from that.
Okay, good. Yes. So,
Is that the only armor you have?
pretty much.
Okay, cool.
Yay for an enchanted scarf!
Corporeal.
Like-
Anything else beside Casey?
I'm going to, before you start excuse me, but Casey, as you like get on the ground, you're like flinching. You are physically like curled up, and your eyes are closed as if you just were about to like die or something. And you don't take to the fact that the scarf that you are currently wearing kind of glows a little bit, and just kind of is like, it's a nice warm feeling. You're not. You think at first that it is blood that is on your back, but you realize that's. I'm
fine.
Fine. Yep.
That should have hurt a whole lot worse than it did.
Okay,
I'm confused, but I'm not complaining.
Now you guys can go.
So while Casey was kind of flinching around in anticipation of agony, Corporeal doesn't realize he's not actually harmed and thinks that he's dying. She kneels beside him and goes, "It's okay. I'm here, buddy. I will guide you through the afterlife."
Oh, God.
No, you won't.
I'm picturing Xandor just like popping his head in. No, you won't.
Xandor's been there the whole time.
Yeah, there we go. Have you been there the whole time? Like,
Yes, I've been with Casey this whole time.
Okay. You didn't like tell me, so I apologize for leaving you out of the action of awesomeness.
Oh.
But yeah, you just saw the person you're trying to protect kind of fall because of a ghost about to fall.
He's just gonna look over and just like kind of chuckle a little bit and be like, "You just fell because of a ghost."
A ghost that's not acting in her right mind, and I was just trying to protect a teammate. Thankfully, it didn't hurt as bad as I thought it was going to. As I start trying to get
up. So are we like actually in battle or something?
Not yet, no.
Because you started talking about his scarf and armor. I'm like, why?
Because he had battle with the floor.
Yes, thankfully.
Are we getting into battle with inanimate objects now?
Hey, with this crew, I'm surprised no one has died yet.
Like, quite honestly, Xandor, in the first episode, you almost died.
Yeah, I got hit a couple times.
We're at like 1 HP.
Yeah, because someone decided to attack a bird.
Anyhow.
A stone bird.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So.
Not naming any names, you know.
Oh, no. Not like one of us feels incredibly guilty for something. So, what were we doing again?
Alright, so are you gonna get off the floor because that's where you're still at? And
That's where the battle is. What do you mean?
I mean, inanimate objects have been attacking you before, such as the rock made out of rocks. But this is not the case. Keep in mind, he was about to take harm because of realistic terms of events and gravity.
I'm sorry. I can't help myself, but how many Dwayne the Rock Johnsons does it take to make a rock?
Okay, that's enough.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I love you, but that's enough. After, of course, I'm most likely going to say that you guys will explain a little bit of the situation to the team, and also Xandora, that Corporeal saw something that looked like Felix?
No, it's okay. You're not going to tell us.
Corporeal does while she's munching on a crumpet that just kind of appeared from elsewhere.
The hell are you getting? Does Corporeal have like this pocket dimension that I have or something?
No, she doesn't
No,
have a pocket dimension.
she sneaks it into your pocket dimension when you're not looking, and then
Impossible! I'm the only one that can access it.
He is the only one that can access that, actually.
oh,
So,
So-
Coriel,
okay. Well,
I'm gonna
the glove
say
box
that you...
then. I got it from the glove box.
Okay, there. That's more reasonable.
You know, at the same time, I just imagine, you know, Corporeal reaching into his cloak and like, I know it's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere.
You mean my suit?
You're just like reaching in there, you know, not worried about how you're gonna react. Just whoop.
What are you doing? Get out of my suit.
But crumpets.
Or sorry, it should more like, whoa, I know we're friends and all, but
all right. Let's rein in
Y'all good?
for Emmy's sake.
Yep.
Y'all good there?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Sorry,
I have a few jokes.
sorry,
Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming that everyone's now back at the van.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've
And they're
guys have
filled in.
discussed and filled in all the things, correct? Yes.
Sure.
You're filled into the sighting of what looked like Felix.
Cat monster in Felix form.
Yeah.
Calling Jess up and filling her in as well.
Mm-hmm. Just being ever so slightly annoyed, as well as ever so slightly, like you could hear that there was, in fact, she was scared of hearing that. Like, oh no.
Oh no.
Did this did this just become a really bad thing that I've made? Did I make another monster sort of thing?
Another?
Elaborate. What other monsters have you made?
Hmm.
Oh, I'm assuming Casey has the phone on that.
Yo, yeah.
I'll talk about that later, guys. For now, let's
Any idea what we're dealing with here, Jess?
I honestly have no idea what this monster could be. We need to figure out stuff. We need to try and follow it. We need to prepare. And that's all she says. After that, she hangs up with a goodbye and that you guys will be meeting and going on everyday lives while Azazel and Jessica try and find out a little bit more information on this.
Okay, so basically I'm assuming everybody go back to the museum and split up from there. Is that basically what's happening then?
She kind of is like wanting everyone to kind of continue on their lives for a little bit and kind of figure out what the heck's going on and how the heck to tame this beast that has now shown itself a bit.
Okay.
And Corporeal suggests that we go to Felix's house.
I'm gonna say this right now.
Okay.
Since it is a Sunday, I'm assuming that y'all are gonna just have the week go on as normal, which is this. I need y'all to roll weird. Because it's nighttime now, and I'm assuming everyone's just gonna sleep inside the safe house for now.
Oh, now I roll okay.
Oh boy, I feel bad for Casey.
You know, I only seem to roll good when it comes to my charm stat. Any other roll is absolutely garbage. I'm nothing but a pretty face for this group.
You do a great job at it.
Oriel,
And you still can't get the love of your life.
Leon.
I'm talking about Casey, not you. Mel.
Yeah.
Oh, both are true at this point.
What? I wasn't trying to be that mean, God.
Felix, I would also like for you to roll.
Okay.
You're weird. I need you to roll your weird as well.
Should I mark the experience now, Em?
Yes, go ahead and mark the experience. That would be
What about
lovely.
me?
I got a
Anything
7.
below a 6 is what you need. 6 or below is what you would need for experience. Oh, good. We're doing Leon first.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, Leon, you're the weirdest.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I
It
can't
is-
help it.
It's
So, fun fact before you get started, Emmy. My weird is a 0.
What is in your mouth?
Oh, wow.
Chips.
Okay. Yeah, he rolled a perfect 6 and then a 5. My weird is a
Yes.
0, but no. My total is equal to 1 of his die.
yes.
We have the exact same weirds, but, much better roll on his part.
So that's good and dandy. By the way, we'll get back to this specific roles soon. It is Monday morning. Casey, you've kind of noticed that Felix hasn't really been showing up or even around the museum at all. And I'm assuming that you're just going to be cleaning and doing janitorial stuff because that's your normal everyday thing.
I would have left a message for him on his cell phone.
Yes.
I
You get
am
just
worried
like 2
about him.
rings.
And, if he could go ahead and get in touch with me as soon as possible, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. You get that sort of response from him. You get absolutely no response from him other than just his voicemail. And Coriel, have you tried to visit Felix at his house or anything?
No, but that is where I'm going now. Because I've already tried the hospital. I tried his mom's gravesite. Found it for him, apparently. So now I'm going to try his home.
It is Monday. Are you going there in physical form or ghost form?
In physical form. Casey doesn't know it yet, but I took Casey's to learn how to drive.
By the way, since it is the next day, you are not drunk anymore.
That's a good thing.
I'm no longer hungover.
Okay, so you physically take... Are you sure about taking Casey's ride? Because I'm pretty sure he has the keys on him at all times.
Can I roll sharp to see if I figure out how to start it? Hotwire it, basically.
Oh, God. Honey, I don't think you're that
My
smart.
my sharp's -1. It's probably not going to work, but I'm trying this.
I really don't want you to, so no.
Would be funny if
Okay.
it turned out to be something more than lift the visor down, pulled the keys.
I love you.
Okay.
I love all of you. I just wish that that's not a thing. So no.
Hey, if she rolled really bad, she hotwires it wrong and it accidentally triggers the alarm.
Oh, God.
That would have been funny. But I'm gonna say no.
Okay. We've
Don't
all
Don't worry,
Well-
Casey. You are safe from the Grand Theft Auto.
Caporiel, are you still gonna try and attempt physical form to this?
To
To visit
Yes.
and going. Okay. So you walk up over to Felix's place. You do notice that Felix's aunt's car is in the driveway. And as you walk up to you're walking up to the front yard and whatnot, you do take notice that Felix's aunt is carrying Felix, kind of bridal style, and making sure that Felix is okay. buckling him into the car and then driving off with him inside the car.
How close was I when they were getting into the...
I would say you were in front of their neighbor's yard.
Felix! And I start running towards the car, yelling for her to stop.
She ignores you. And, Caporio, you do notice that Felix does not have the cat ears or the cat tail. Plus, you do take notice that Felix's hair is not the jet black that you once knew, but is in fact brown.
Can I roll a sharp to see if I connect the dots between...
I would love for you to roll sharp with that.
Hot wearing a car, on the other hand, not a good.
No, because that's not okay.
That's no good.
Yeah, it's no good in this scenario. Plus, I don't want that to be like the influence of anyone hot wearing it in cars, right?
Man, it feels good to be an influencer.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna say it takes you a bit to notice. Like, you notice right after she's just sped off with Felix. It takes you a few minutes.
Are there any bikes just kind of laying in the yards in the neighborhood?
No. No, there are not.
Any cars driving by?
Nope. This isn't the busiest of streets. This is the kind of suburb area.
Anybody with a cell phone?
I believe...
Because I don't own one.
I do believe, though, that Jessica did give you guys all cell phones.
Oh, that's right. I call Casey. Hey,
Ring,
Casey.
Ring.
Hey, we got a bit of a situation, and the great news is you still got your van, and I need you to come pick me up.
Yeah. Okay, where?
Felix's house.
Okay.
You're gonna want to bring everyone.
You know... I round everybody up, I wrap them into a ball, I throw them in the van, and we race off to...
I'm picturing this.
Where are we going?
You used your charm
Mortal.
to convince them to wrap themselves into.
Simple. You know how we just got Corporeal back from another crazy bender trying to find Felix? Apparently she's found something at his house. Let's get there before she does something.
Fine.
I would love for you to roll manipulate a person.
Would that be charm?
That would be charm.
Dice, don't fail me now.
Oh, God!
Yeah, frack.
The man's got a 13.
Yeah, he's got a
Oh
13
God, he's
against
got a
another
13.
We
If
are
you-
leaving.
Okay. Zandora, if you do what you are asked by KC, you gain 1 experience and gain 1 plus forward.
Okay.
1 to forward.
And all he had to do is get into a van for that. That is awesome.
1 to forward?
That
1
means
forward.
When you roll
That
your
means,
dice next, when it says to forward, you just put a 1 in it.
I do believe that is the case, and also I think that forward carries on for the rest of the mystery. As far as I know, and I'm concerned on that.
Do you want to take the time to double check that real quick while we go ahead?
I'm going to say that it's the flavor of the DM.
Okay.
Is it like a chocolate?
I'm wondering how many DM flavors there are. Is there 31?
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
M is suspiciously quiet, and I'm worried if I ticked her off.
I'm not saying anything.
Anyhow. So everyone is gonna just go off and do that then? Or everyone's inside the van then, yes? Or no?
Unless
Or
they
maybe-
can say no to that 13.
I don't think they can, so everyone's in the van, and I'm gonna say that you meet Caporiel at Felix's house. Caporiel's just standing there on the curb.
As soon as they pull up, I hop into the van and say, "No need to get out. We're going to the hospital."
The hospital?
Yes.
Going
I
to the
would've laughed
hospital.
if-
Explain
laughed
on the
if
way,
somehow
please.
So, I think, you know that thing we ran into in the rafters? That looked like Felix?
Uh-huh.
At first I was thinking maybe that was Felix and Felix's body was left vacant. But then I started to realize, no, Felix was haunted.
So you think the thing in the rafters was haunting Felix, and his big outburst chased it out of him so it looks like him?
Yes.
So we're going to the hospital because...
Felix is incapacitated.
He's been incapacitated for a week and he's just now at the hospital?
He's not been incapacitated for a week.
Yeah, God melt.
I'm sorry, I thought this was something that was happening during a week's passage of time with how it was phrased. I'm confused. The player, not Casey.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to explain it here, but I do keep getting cut off by several other people.
No,
I do
feel free.
apologize that. My explanation here is that I'm saying that this is within the week. This is the day after the meeting, the day after all of this. Jessica has already explained in front of you on Sunday that everything's kind of been going down. What is happening is this is the week within the events that is being occurred. That is occurring right now. The night after the night Saturday is when you guys were getting prepared. Zandora had stumbled upon the dead body and all of that stuff, and everything kind of went as such. Saturday night is when a lot of things went down, and now Sunday Jessica has done the meeting, and now this is the Monday, which is the next day. This is the Monday that is going on right now. You guys are Monday right now.
Okay. So
So
as
it's
far
been a
as
little
we
over
know,
24.
he's been incapacitated for about a day. Or more.
About a day or more, yes.
Okay.
Honestly, 2 days, actually.
Effectively 2 days. So we're now rushing to the hospital because you think he... No, this is where I would be asking Corporeal. We're going to the hospital because...
We need to check on Felix. And I need to be there for when he turns into a ghost so I can walk through it.
Well, let's hope he doesn't turn into a ghost, 1. 2, you checked the hospital earlier and he wasn't there.
Oh, right. I ran into his aunt here, but she just ignored me and kind of drove off with me. And I'm assuming, since she works at the hospital, that's where they're probably going.
Okay. I'm going to call Jess. I'm heading towards the hospital, so I am talking on my cell phone while driving. Kids, don't do that at home. Letting her know the information.
Talk responsibly.
Yes. Letting her know. I have her on speaker so I can keep my eyes on the road. I'm not, texting her while driving or anything crazy like that.
Yes.
But letting her know Corporeal's assumption. Also knowing that Jess was also running Felix's parents as runners. I'm assuming that she might know whether or not the aunt would be in on it, and if Felix was in dire straits, where the aunt might take Felix that may or may not be the hospital, because the aunt might think it's a metaphysical thing, and there would be a completely different place other than the hospital to take him if that's the case.
Upon you calling her and explaining the situation, she immediately says, no, don't follow them to the hospital.
Okay. Where are we going?
Got it.
Leave it be with that. Just kind of just, like I said before, guys, it's more of a wait and see, and then we can, we're trying to stay on the sidelines and trying to figure out what we can do to kill this monster off and to figure out what it can do. And since Felix has such a big connection towards this monster for some reason, it's best if we just kind of let his aunt take over on taking care of Felix. She then goes on explaining Felix's aunt has been kind of a bit unsettled with magic, and she definitely does know about magic. She just is angered about it.
Okay.
She's the best person to leave Felix in the hands of.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking about, because I'm pretty sure Corporeal is not going to sit here and not do nothing, because, come on, it's Corporeal. Here is my compromise. Stakeout. You guys continue to go ahead and look up the information for the spooky, scary thing that we spotted. Corporeal will go into ghost form and float outside of the hospital, being able to keep an eye on him through his window, all ghosty and invisible. We will go ahead and be in the van at the hospital, waiting outside, eating probably junk food that'll probably kill us in the long run before any monster does. Just in case.
I'm waiting for Xandor to pipe up about that.
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
No PSA
okay
from
with this.
Xandora.
So.
Nope.
So, okay, cool. So this is how this is going to go down then, yes?
It is my suggestion as to a compromise, because otherwise
it is a wonderful compromise. She agrees to this, saying full-heartedly, "Oh, that is a wonderful idea, actually, Casey. Yeah, have our nice little ghost friend have a little peek in ghost form. Please take the ring away from her." Yes.
And Corporeal, if anything happens, you come let us know, and we'll go charging in to help. Okay?
They'll go with the stompy
I'll
boot.
give you guys the signal.
And don't mention junk food.
You know what? I will let you figure out what stakeout food we get to have based on the restaurants that are nearby.
Leon, what is that about?
Since I heard that Jessica was on speaker, when they go over the compromise of saying, "Yeah, take the ring from Corporeal," I'm going to slip it off her hand. Probably, and I'm going to keep hold of it for in my jacket for safekeeping.
Okay, that's
as
a good
soon as
idea.
it slips off the end of her finger, she just suddenly disappears, but the seatbelt's kind of still stretched around where her form is.
Yeah, I would assume that would be the case.
Is there an odd sound when she gets accidentally dematerialized like that, like a thump?
I think it's more like a.
Yeah, like when the vacuum at Bear is kind of like a thunderclap, but on a smaller toned down version.
Like ozone getting sucked into where she was or something.
Yeah, something along that lines. Okay, so you guys are staking out and in front of the hospital in the parking lot.
Corporeal's in the room watching over Felix. Is anyone else in Felix?
Felix is in the bed and he's being propped up, and you see the whole process that they have to go through of medical procedures, taking some blood samples, all of that. and he kind of is just sleeping there, sound asleep. You see him for the first time ever kind of drooling in his sleep.
Glamorous.
He's drooling in his sleep. He seems very knocked out, very much. Night comes upon you as you all are like kind of staking out a bit. Is anyone taking any shifts to sleep or anything else like that?
Sure.
Corporeal doesn't need to sleep in ghost form.
Yeah, I agree with doing shifts. Leon's gonna kind of glance around everybody, and he wants to gauge on how tired everybody looks right now.
I'm assuming that Zandora is wide awake.
Zandora, minus Zandora, because Zandora
He's like leaning up against in a corner, just holding he's crossing his arms.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Like literally, if I'm picturing the van in my mind, I'm just imagining Casey sitting in the driver's seat, kind of like nodding off a little bit. I know where Corporeal is. I see. Sorry, I'm seeing Zandora just kind of propped up against like where the the back doors would open, propped up there just above the wheel. And then there's myself, and then there's wait, who else is here?
Casey, Zandora, Corporeal.
Corporeal's in the room up in the hospital.
So I'm basically just gauging Felix. Like, is Felix like about to?
Felix,
no, not Felix.
is
Casey.
in
Casey.
the... Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Casey.
Casey. I'm gauging Casey. Is Casey like about to pass out?
That is a good question. Is Casey about to pass out?
Oh, let's see.
Is he tired?
I mean,
Roll coffee.
He's probably been.
Roll coffee.
Yeah. Okay. So no, he doesn't have any caffeine on hand. So
No.
I'm assuming that he has been working himself crazily, trying to keep his mind off of Felix, because he's been worried sick. So he might be a little worn around the edges. Probably could use a nap. But I mean, yeah, worn out from worry. We'll go with that.
Okay.
And I hopefully got a good drooling and sleep image for that. I mean, trust me, if you Google drooling and sleep, there are a lot of images that are just not good. This was the best.
That's basically how I picture Felix at the moment.
I did my best.
Hair and everything
You
like
did
that.
good.
You did wonderful with that. Gravity Falls is
only-
amazing.
If you only knew what other images come up with that Google search, I don't
Yep.
advise.
Anyhow,
Oh.
Leon, I do have a question for you specifically, actually. Are you tired at all? Especially from
Okay.
the day.
Especially dealing with the hangover.
That
So-
hangover as well.
Even from a hangover, everybody that knows Leon or Azazel,
Mhm.
which I might just change my name to, by the way. Like, because everybody knows my real name now, because Jessica kind of, blurted it out.
Yeah.
So, Azazel is going to just kind of, he's used to this kind of thing, because long stakeouts working for who he was working with.
Which
And-
was the sister
yeah,
of
and
Jessica.
and you know that he's also been kind of one to drink since the incident, we'll call it.
Mhm.
So he'll always be wide awake during nights mostly. Like when it creeps into morning, he starts to get tired. But aside from that, he's wide awake just like anybody else.
Do
would be.
do you mind horribly if I say that you've had a lot to drink and you are kind of dozing off right now?
I
It's
would
like
say so,
11?
especially like it's 11. This is about the time that I would probably start drinking to keep myself up. Because
At this point, I'm going to say that it's not actually working too well, and you're kind of dozing off while you're in the middle of a drink. Actually.
Okay, so from how me and not Felix, but I keep seeing Felix as Captain Iphone. So, I see me and Casey are kind of dozing off at this point. So I tap Casey on the shoulder and I tell him to come into the back. Well, me and you will get some sleep. Zendora, are you okay with keeping an eye on us and just on the situation while we take a quick nap?
For full alertness, he's just like, whatever.
By the way, since Leon doesn't know that he doesn't like to be touched, since he wasn't there at the beginning, he's gonna kind of pat him on the shoulder, lay down, and just kind of roll over and pass the hell out because as you guys know, he's probably already started drinking. He needs some sleep.
At Leon, aka Azazel, as you do fall asleep, you can see out the dash, and you see in the darkness a very toothy grin, and two eyes kind of blink at you as you fall into a deep sleep.
Can I relay that before I go to sleep, or that's a question, not an action or anything?
Can you relay that to everyone? No.
Okay,
you can't. You definitely fall into this kind of like what, and then
kind of comatose.
Yeah.
Like turkey comatose state.
Yes.
Okay.
And since you are the first one in this, you wake up and you notice that you are back in the safe house with Jessica and everyone of your original group, actually.
Yay, dream states.
I'm just looking at this as like, okay, it winked at him basically as he was falling asleep and he's trapped into a dream state now. No, I'm assuming trapped. Are we dealing with a dream demon? I mean, do we need to start calling him Freddy?
Anyhow, I do love you, but come on. Question's not going to be answered right now. I'm going to explain the whole situation here. And keep in mind, remember, I did ask the group what their characters' biggest fears were.
Oh.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
I know.
Ooh.
I knew this was coming. I called this. Somebody pick up the phone because I goddamn called it.
Now, Sonus, as far as I remember, your Azazel's was fear of losing everyone?
The fear of losing those closest to him.
Yes. So
in one way or another.
Here's what kind of goes down in this dream state. You feel like you are being controlled. And in the back of your mind, you, in dream state, feel like it's Jessica's sister controlling your every action. You are running suddenly through the forest with both Jessica and Commander J and everyone tagging along with you to try and save Michael.
This is basically... you'll understand who Michael is.
Michael is one of the former hunters that was part of the original team. He was the expert. He had disbanded from the team because he had found a wife and has had a loving child. Something went wrong, and now Dream State team of the original team is going to go investigate what has happened And within this moment, Azazel, you have no control over your body or your actions.
Okay.
You see what is going on, but you have no control because you know for a fact that this is Jessica's sister's doing, and she's making your body do this. And the first person you stab in the back is Jessica. And then Commander J turns to you saying, "What?" and goes to fire, but then you stop him and shoot him with your own gun. And one by one, you pick off everyone of the original team.
Okay. The only thing, Emmy, that I see that's a little flaw with this is if you know how you said we're going to go try to save Michael. That didn't happen, right?
That is correct, but this is a dream sequence.
Yes, I know it's a dream sequence. So my point here is that wouldn't this, since I know this isn't true, or would I? I don't know.
You wouldn't know that this isn't true.
Okay,
That's
that's
kind of like when you're in a deep dream and you believe what you're seeing.
This is that sort of scenario where you're so deep in dreaming and it's so realistic that you are in fact
dream logic.
Feeling it's dream logic here. I do
You
apologize for not stating that earlier. I would only have assumed that you all would have figured that out on your
no,
own.
I kind of assumed so. That's why I was making sure.
He was seeking clarification.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand.
Okay. So
it kind of made my heart droop a little bit when you said, "Here's the flaw," and yeah. So you see as you shoot Greg, you shoot everyone, and you decapitate a lot of your friends and your close ones that you've loved. You feel the presence of Jessica's sister kind of laugh and giggle at this, and then she releases her hold on you. And she's in front of you now saying, "Good job."
So she's released me from her hold?
She's released you from her hold, and yeah.
At this point, it would be more or less instinct than anything. I would just shotgun her in the chest.
And she laughs maniacally at this. You think a simple shotgun can kill me? Too bad it killed your friends. And she disappears, leaving you alone with the rest of the bodies.
Okay. So we're in the forest.
You're in the forest. You're on the ground. Yeah.
I'm just putting a lines of events in my head. So I've killed the ones that I've held dear. I just want to say something probably from an outside perspective. You guys are just gonna see tears rushing down Leon's face. Like it started out as just like a single tear, and then it looks like he's blubbering at this point. Like it's just his face is completely wet, and he's crying.
What did you do?
In the dream, Leon is gonna do what he wanted to do when when Michael was lost. He's gonna take out his flask. He's gonna down the entire thing, take his revolver, shoot himself.
Right as you pull the trigger, you wake up in a cold sweat, tears coming down your face, and it's a start.
So that's the start.
That you wake up with a start, like whoa.
Like yeah, that's what I'm meaning. So I'm jolted. I have
Yes.
adrenaline coursing through my veins.
Yes.
He's tilted.
I am tilted as hell, dude. I'm gonna grab the closest person next to me, and I'm
The
gonna,
closest
Casey.
person next to you, by the way, is Casey.
which would be Casey. So I'm gonna grab Casey, and since I'm startled, I'm going to. This is gonna wake Casey up, regardless. But I'm gonna grab Casey by his shirt, pick him upright, like sit him upright, and shove him into the side of the van wall. And
God.
I'm gonna look him in the eye and be I still jittering, and then I'm gonna release him and back and just sit on the other side of the van, holding my head.
At which point I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and watch my shift. What? It's my turn on watch, right? You could have.
No, it's not.
Oh God.
Casey, Leon is still crying, literally crying a river at this point. So
I'm gonna look at Zandora. I'm like, did you do something to him?
Nope, he was dreaming.
Dude.
Leon's gonna look at Casey, like dead in the eye, like he's just gonna look at Casey. He's gonna try to blink away as much tears as possible, and he's gonna like wipe his face. And then after he's done wiping his face, he's just gonna turn to Casey, like wave his hand, like I'm calming down. Give me a second. And he's just gonna take a minute to just he has to take a minute.
Is he still
okay,
holding
okay.
up Casey at this point?
If I can, no, he did say let me go, but if I can just take a moment. I've been living in this van on and off, right, Em?
Mm-hmm.
I would have a hot plate somewhere, right?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm going to go and make sure the engine of the van's on. I'm going to plug the hot plate into the outlet that's been attached to where the cigarette lighter used to be. I'm going to go ahead and heat up a small kettle of water. I'm going to pull out a cup, put a tea bag in it, and the second the water is hot, I'm going to pour a cup of tea and hand it to him.
Also, by the way, as you turn on the van, the radio turns on to the news station the local news station that you like to hear, and you're plugging in the stuff as you all are hearing the news.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the reporter says there's been talk around the town of strange shadows appearing and weird nightmares happening. What's up with that, people? And you're starting up the tea. The tea's nice and hot now, and the news kind of goes on its merry way of yesterday, blah 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 blah, and it's kind of white noise at this point.
I'm just going to go ahead and click it off, and I wasn't even paying attention to whatever she was talking about because I don't know what it relates to. Sad enough, not paying attention to that right now. It's probably important because the DM mentioned it. But my character's focus, if we're really real right now, is like someone I'm working with is having a really bad time. I'm going to make them a nice cup of tea. Hopefully it'll help them relax a little bit. Nice soothing cup.
What kind of tea? What kind of tea?
Ooh, I'm probably going to say I probably don't have anything special. It's probably just going to be some black tea.
That Earl Grey.
If I could afford some nice Earl Grey, maybe some chamomile, maybe some lavender, something that's a little more relaxing.
I think it would be honeyed Earl Grey with some chamomile on the side.
Okay. I'm looking at what my character probably would have supply. It's probably just going to be some generic black tea because he's not the type. He doesn't have the resources to have fancy tea. If you
then again, you do have like one resource that does definitely love tea, which is the Skull Dealer, and he doesn't mind giving out tea. I think he's a tea lover. He understands tea is very nice.
Anyways,
And crumpets.
And crumpets, yes.
So I'd be like, here, have a nice hot cup of tea. take a moment to relax and collect yourself. Hopefully it'll help. And hand it to Leon.
Leon's gonna take the tea. Since he's wearing gloves, it's not gonna really affect his hands, even if it's hot. He's just gonna put it in his hands. He's gonna nurse his tea, and he's just gonna take a few sips of it and set it down beside him. Does he remember the cat face?
After that level of problem,
roll your sharp to see if you recall it.
That's some serious trauma I just put you through. So,
yes, you do recall it. You recall it in very vivid details.
He's gonna set his tea down, and he's gonna turn back on the radio and listen carefully.
Reports of very strange shadows and seeing a small child or teenager with cat ears and a cat tail going around, smiling devilishly, have been reported. More news on it later.
Now he's gonna turn off the radio, and he's gonna look at he's gonna look over at Casey and sorry, I'm forgetting your name, Zandora.
There you go.
And he's gonna grab his tea again. He's like, "Did you guys see a cat demon thing?" And his
you just
hand
see this weird thing, you know.
He's going to describe it. Like he's gonna Cheshire. Like, do we know what the Cheshire cat is in this world or no?
I'm pretty sure
there is
do.
such thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's modern day our world, but with magic.
Okay, so
and
you know that
with more Johnny Depp videos.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams actually is living still.
Okay. Who's jingling what and why?
That would be Elysium.
If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it.
I know what it is, and I'm still not worried about it. Also, I made the mistake of looking up cat demon, and my God, scrolling down just a little bit far trying to find something, I found something truly horrific.
I mean, I did send you guys a picture of a cat demon that is exact.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let me go ahead and I'm going to say this is what Em is referring to when she says cat demon. And I'm going to just put this over here. And then I'm going to show you. This is what I found.
So.
My God. The internet is a scary place.
What?
The internet is a very scary place. Put that nightmare fuel away, please.
Oh my God, that is terrifying. It's so beautiful.
So, while Leon is relaxing, he's gonna look at Casey. When you guys went into the church, you said you found something, correct? A cat demon?
Corporeal saw it. I never got a chance to get close enough before it apparently disappeared into the shadows.
Okay. So, there's a teenager running around with a cat ears and cat tail.
Mm-hmm. Smiling evilly. As far as I know, it's a perfect... it's a perfect representation of what Corporeal saw. But the thing is, Jess told us do not engage. Repeatedly. Ad nauseum. Until she gets back to us with information.
So, Leon, or Azazel, whatever you're going to call him at this point.
At this point, it's Azazel.
Azazel. Okay, let me just go with that then.
Oh, what's happening to someone's mic?
That was my jaw popping, actually.
The fuck?
I know this probably isn't the right name for it, like how it's actually spelled, but there.
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
Azazel is just gonna look over at everybody and like at everybody in the van. He's like, "So I might know what Corporeal was talking about because before I went to sleep, there was a devilish-looking grin, Cheshire grin, slitted eyes, looking over the dash, and I had a nightmare, a very, very, very vivid nightmare, and I think might have experience with corporeal saw. So, I just need to run this by you. She described it as a Cheshire cat grin, slitted eyes, and a black figure. So, I don't know what we're hunting. He's going to reach over just to where his shotgun lays, and he grips it really tightly, like grips the barrel really tightly. But it's gonna die, and it's gonna be gruesome. And he looks a little insane at this point, and he's gonna let go of his shotgun and just put his hands on his face and just kind of put it in his knees.
Okay. I mean, with the description and how much or how little of this creature is actually a shadow demon, I mean, a shotgun might work. Also, a very high powerful halogen lamp might work.
A shotgun is fine too.
The thing is, we don't know. I mean, this thing could be harmed by light for all we know. No one saw it in direct sunlight at this point. But until we know, I mean, it might be a pure shadow creature where if you shoot it with a shotgun, the bullets just pass through and hit what's on the other side, which could be a civilian. Until we know, we really have to wait until we hear back from Jessica. I'm all up for banishing the shadow demon cat thing however we need to do it. But let's do our best to have a calm head about it. How's the tea, by the way?
He's gonna look at Casey, kind of like, dude. And he's gonna kind of, like that half-lighted stare, like, the fuck? Or sorry for language, but like that kind of look, like, dude. He's gonna take the tea and he's gonna take another sip of it and he's gonna set it down beside him again, and he's just gonna be like, the tea's helping, thank you.
Okay.
If you didn't know already, I'm a coffee lover, but tea is my favorite drink.
Okay. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
He's also now going to pull out his flask and add whatever's in the flask. I'm not telling anyone, by the way. I'll tell
totally
Emmy.
tell me.
Well, I'll let Emmy know. I'll let Emmy know what's in the flask.
Because, I mean,
But
I'm the owner of this entire world.
I know.
It's okay for your character to have mysteries, but if you're getting mashed out of your face on something, the keeper has to kind of know the contents of what you're quaffing.
Yes.
Oh, the keeper is satisfied.
Oh, it's not the fact that I'm satisfied. Okay, now I'm satisfied.
Um,
Now I'm satisfied about this.
Okay, Captain, you don't get too close to Emmy, all right? We don't need to hear about that.
Shush you! Shush you!
Okay, he's going to pour a little bit into the drink, do up the cap, put it back in his jacket, and he's gonna stir it with his finger, and then he's gonna take a swig of it. And now the apple taste is much better.
That's a look that Casey's just giving him, like.
What kind of look? I'm not looking at the stream. Okay, yeah, I see,
Kinda-
I see.
Yeah, there you are. There you are. You found it now. Cool.
Uh, he's gonna look over at Casey, and he's just gonna be like, "Don't ask."
I think I have to reload your stream because it broke on me, I guess.
Yeah, it does that occasionally. Thank you, YouTube, for keeping my stream working perfect for everyone. Yeah. What I get often for complaints from the live stream, and I've seen it happen myself, where it will just sit into this infinite reload, and you have to refresh it, and because the stream's monetized, most people then have to sit through an additional ad. I'm sorry. If there was something I can do, if I had a personal contact at YouTube when these issues happen, where I could talk to them and figure out what causes it, and if there was a way I could fix it, I would. But I just... It's the way YouTube works sometimes.
Basically, it's just like YouTube's not really taking into account of the creators, especially the small creators, I think.
Well,
But enough about that for the
Yeah.
moment. So, Zandora, is there any sort of reaction to this whole thing, or are you just kind of tired of everyone doing this stuff and needing to just sort of figure out what's going on with the dead body?
I mean, Zandora's just been here, kind of like mad at everybody that he has to come along.
That typical Zandora. He's pissed at everyone for every reason in the book, but he's also okay with everyone because, well, Casey's here.
Yeah.
If Casey wasn't here, he probably would have already like punched me in the face at this point.
Most
And he
likely.
probably would have stabbed everybody with his trident.
At this point, yes.
You have a. I forgot you had a trident.
He has a trident, yes.
Anyways, Emmy, you were saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, the day once again goes on with Caporiel reporting to you guys that there hasn't really been very much change going on with Felix. He's just been kind of sleeping there, and the doctors are kind of trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And from what Caporiel has been, well, seeing, it's been just normal, everyday things like this kid is completely fine, but why is he still sleeping? And that's been kind of the thing.
so the doctors have no clue as to what's going on.
They're trying to figure it out as best as they possibly can, and even his aunt is like worried to bits and pieces for him. And her boss is just like over here like, "Oh, you're still here. Do you want to be paid some overtime or something?" And she's all, "Okay, fine. I'll be able to do that, I guess." Reluctantly leaving him every occasional while, but definitely like worried about him. She's worried to bits and pieces.
I would also just like to point out that every time I went to the van to report, I did go down invisible, and suddenly a door just opened up and closed for the wind. As far as most people could tell, they probably knew it was me coming in, and then the glove box would open and another crumpet would be devoured, and then I would turn visible and report.
Most likely the case.
Yeah, so the thing is, if some mysterious entity were to open the door to my van and not get in immediately to the glove box, we know it's not corporeal.
Yes.
Yes, Corporeal likes crumpets. Although since she's eating it in ghost form, it's more just kind of suddenly crumbling and falling to the floor.
I'm gonna have to vacuum the van later.
And it's gonna be hilarious.
Thank you for everyone else. I have to vacuum it.
So yeah, that's gonna be that day. So night passes on to you all again. Oh, hey. Yes.
I did have something Leon needed to do in the morning.
Yes.
Leon is actually gonna go out and with whatever money I believe he does have, which I'm pretty sure is a lot since he's well funded.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's got like about good
A good chunk.
5,000 on him.
Yeah, he's like at all times. So he's gonna go up. He's gonna go out. He's gonna pick up snacks for all the people who may eat, and he's gonna pick up a bag of crumpets for Corporeal. Just literally just for Corporeal.
Are you picking up these things from Brews and Books?
Sure.
Okay. The ladies, like, both the witches are out in front, and they see you coming, and they're all, oh, the usual?
Yeah, if the usual plus some crumpet, please.
Oh, okay. Of course. And they prepare a little, like, to-go bag.
And he's gonna pull his wallet out, and he's gonna give them. He's just gonna give them $100 bill like he usually does, and every time this happens, he's just gonna slide it across the table and leave. With the goods, obviously.
Thank you for your business. Do you
Big.
need anything else, by the way? Like any enchantments or anything?
Not today, sadly. I'll get back to you on that though.
Oh, okay. No potions. Okay, cool. Have a good day!
You too. As he leaves.
Yeah. Yep.
So you guys have now a full stock of food in the van.
Food and drinks.
Yes.
Drinks and foods.
Capario would have given him a big hug and then immediately jumped.
Jumped. All I heard was jumped. So
Yeah, all I heard was there. Yeah.
So
I
from
said
what
that Capario would have given Azazel a big hug and then would have jumped into.
you keep cutting off at jumped.
Yeah, you do keep cutting off and jumped.
I'm in the bag.
Oh,
You're in
into
the
the bag of crumpets. Jump
Yes.
into the bag of crumpets.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
she kept on getting cut off right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
yes, you do.
I know. I had to do some
I need
detective
a better
work to
headset.
sort it out.
Okay, cool. Okay, so after all that scene, then it's
Yeah, it's
nighttime.
nighttime.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Corporeal.
Yep.
Since everyone else seems to be very well rested, filled up with food and whatnot and drink,
Caffeine.
caffeine. Corporeal, you then see a pair of slit eyes and a enlarged toothy grin as you slowly fall asleep while floating, by the way.
Oh, wait, where am I when this happens?
You're still outside his outside the window.
Oh, okay.
Outside Felix's little area.
And I'm assuming I'm invisible, but falling asleep, so no one in the van probably really notices.
Hold
Is
on.
that right?
Nah, I'm waiting for the typing to stop because I think it might be a secret message to the keeper.
I think so.
I just didn't
Alright.
want to interrupt him. I have to go soon.
Mm.
All
Do
right.
we need to go ahead and pause?
Do
this?
keep in mind, Xandora, your night is the next one, but if you want me to wait, I can. On that.
Please.
All right. I will save your night for later. But yes, it is Corporeal's night currently. Corporeal, you fall into a deep sleep, and this is gonna be once again a very vivid, like realistic, hyper-realistic dream. Okay.
Okay. She probably has zero clue she's in a dream because, well, she's never really slept.
Mm.
So she doesn't
Yes.
even really know what a dream looks like.
You are in first person. You are in the woods. And let's just say You are who you were beforehand.
Oh, okay.
You see all of your friends around you, which is the original OG group. You then kind of float out of your body and are now in third person, seeing your ghostly form, which is you, Corporeal. And Corporeal, the part of you that you are following, you're following both perspectives here. So it's kind of strange and weird for you in this sense. You're following the human version of you in the woods, following a very, very, very large beast, which is what you presume is a werebeast. And you're following your other self, which is the ghostly self. And Jessica's talking to you and all of the group. Once she comes to you, she says that she doesn't really say anything and just walks past you. Everyone kind of just walks past you, not even acknowledging that you exist. Even Felix in this dream seems to not acknowledge you.
Dude, that's hard.
Whereas the human version of you, everyone seems to be acknowledging you, and they're telling you how good of a job you've done and all of that. And you're still chasing after the werewolf, and everyone's giving you like a whole prep talk of, we're gonna catch this thing, we're gonna like make sure your daughter's okay. And that part kind of fades to black. And then we focus on the ghost of you. What's the ghost version of you kind of doing within this?
Well,
Are you
as
trying to get everyone's attention in this case?
Yeah, kind of walking around, waving in front of their faces,
Walking
You- There's
yelling,
no,
"I'm right here."
No, there's no response at all. Like, no one's responding to you. Nothing that you do within this moment is responsive. No one seems to see you. You don't seem to exist within this moment. And then you're back in the forest, but as your ghost form. You're holding the same weapons that your human form was holding, and you're looking directly into the eyes of this feral werewolf, or feral looking werewolf. And then it fades to black.
So now she's just kind of like in an empty space, non-existent kind of.
Empty space, non-existent. Yes.
At that point, she thoroughly freaks out, and the real world corporeal suddenly lets out a high-pitched screech and just stops.
You wake up to you screaming, by the way.
I look around, make sure no one noticed. And then I go over to the van, fly the door open, and be like, try and turn visible and be like, "Do you guys see me? Tell me you see me."
By the way, it's like 2 a.m. in the morning.
I'm assuming that we see her, right?
Yes.
What's up, Corporeal?
Everything is fine. We can see you just fine. You're good.
She suddenly goes and group hugs you all.
Not that I
What
don't
is-
appreciate affection.
I do not like affection.
She pats Sandor on the shoulder and then gives him a
Gives him a what?
hug.
He's just holding his arms out like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then she just keeps moving around, like repeatedly hugging all of you. Grateful that you can see her.
Okay. Thank you. What's the matter?
Things. I'd rather not talk about it. And she just kind of sits down and starts eating a crumpet.
More vacuuming I'm gonna have to do later.
I clicked something. What did I click? Okay, I clicked nothing.
I don't know what you clicked.
Azazel, when she does the group hug, is going to be like, not that I don't mind affection. This is a little sudden now, isn't it? His arm's going to be kind of like draped over his head, and his other arm is just going to be like half around her, just like,
What do I do in this situation, sort of thing?
yeah, like, I don't get hugs. Like, ever.
Well, when a ghost has a nightmare.
Hugs do result sometimes.
That or a murderous killing spree.
Or poltergeisty action.
Yes, that's
Out
it.
of all of
Well, let's
those,
not think
I
about
am
that one.
glad
Shut up,
that
Mel. Shut up.
hugs happened.
So,
I thought you muted me.
I was joking. Dear God.
Oh, are you?
I think people
serious
just
right
can't
now?
take a joke.
Okay.
No. I was saying that as a joke.
Good. All right. More reports have been going on about a person with cat ears and a toothy grin. More nightmares, and it seems like everyone's getting a bit just grumpy and perturbed at the whole nightmarish situation that's been going on.
The Christmas
You know what? At this point, waiting on Jessica to find out what this is, my character's frustrated about Jessica giving us the silent treatment. I'm sure she's looking into it. I'm going to go ahead and go to the only thing that I know that I can use as a resource. I pull out a certain leather-bound book. You know the one I'm talking about, Adam.
The leather-bound book opens and it glows as soon as you open to the page of the empty pages to it, and it's kind of showing a moving picture of Jessica pacing back and forth, not knowing what to do. She's kind of panicked, and she's going through all sorts of records, and you can see her hair is undone, very messy, and she's got bags under her eyes, and she's freaking out.
She wasn't so freaked out. I would say she almost looks cute with how panicked she is. She's so put together normally. It's interesting seeing her in a different fashion, but that's not.
Darkly curious what would happen if Casey said, "You know, you look cute when you're flustered."
Oh God, he would get slapped.
Big oof.
Yeah. He would think it, but he would not say it when she was in the mood. She would slap him so hard his head would spin.
Yeah, say that when she's out of the mood.
Yeah. That being said, Emily, thank you. I understand that she's in this situation. What I need to know is to... I don't know how well this book works or not. Can I will the book to have the right information fall into her lap? How do I do that? I'm new at this magic thing. Can I just roll a weird and see what happens?
You blow up.
everyone dies.
So wait, hold up.
You turn into a duck and can't
Casey.
shift out.
Hold up. Casey, are you wanting to have Jessica Jessica use the oops?
Wait, can I channel it like that through the book?
I don't think you can, but Are you trying to do an oops here in this situation?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Sure.
Uh-oh. And this is how the party died, everybody.
Okay, it is a special move where
The book then shines a little bit more, just like overly bright shining in this instance. Like blindingly shining.
So-
Everyone in the vehicle can see that this is a very blinding light.
So everybody outside, say, because you said it was like at 2 a.m. in the morning, we're sitting in a stakeout in a van with the lights probably off, and all of a sudden a flashbang of light comes out of all the windows in the van, lighting up the nearby surrounding area, basically?
It's like a big flash, like a flashbang
Okay.
sort of thing.
Flashbang.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that? Am I tasting phosphorus?
Yeah.
It's a flashbang.
That sort of thing. What comes out of the book, funny enough, once you can actually all see,
Flashbang.
is now Casey, do you remember that one flashback where you were your ancestor?
Yeah.
One flashbang.
You see that very familiar face staring back at you, kind of in a holographic sort of way, standing on top of the book, waving, just like, hello.
Just imagining Jiminy Cricket.
Are you my conscience?
I mean, he is very well dressed, but he's not his conscience in this case.
Hi.
He's an ancestor.
I'm trying.
Hi, great.
Not that great.
We could skip to the end. Got it.
Grandchild of mine.
Yes. Hello.
I hear you've been having some troubles.
Shadow Cat Dream Demon kind of troubles?
I haven't actually, like,
Oh,
gone.
get out of there, poof.
I mean,
Oh god. Oh, nope, don't know anything. Bye. Poof.
I haven't actually, like, gone up against a shadow cat demon, but I have gone up against a dream demon before. I do believe you have a necklace.
Oh, this one. Wait, no, I don't have it because Karen's researching it.
Oh, you gave it to a person to research.
I didn't know what it did. I knew it was important, so I gave it to someone with more magical knowledge than me and paid them a fee, and they are trustworthy. They were researching it for me.
Oh.
Should I go ahead and retrieving that necklace now?
I mean,
Sure.
it would be helpful for your endeavors.
Okay.
It has quite the gem in it that can potentially reveal the true identity of this demon of yours.
So
This whole time he's just been guessing.
So you're saying that the gem in the necklace identifies demons.
It
Or
does, my grandchild.
You're talking like he's guessing.
Is everybody else hearing this too in the car?
Yes.
I'm gonna think yes.
Sure. That's the thing that happens.
So
He's literally
I'm
freeballing.
sorry. You Okay. Do I have Books and Brews phone number on my cell phone?
No.
Calling
Do you
Jess.
have
Calling
Google
Jess
on
up.
your cell phone?
Ooh, no. I probably have Karen's phone number in my cell phone because she comes over for tea occasionally. And
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah, because she likes me, and so does her sister.
Her sister likes you a lot, but she's under anger with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta make that up to her. Anyways, calling Karen because I would have her phone number. Not Brews and Books' phone number, but I probably have her phone number.
She picks up after the first 2 rings. Hello?
Hey, Karen, I'm so sorry it's so late. But I have it on good authority. I'm not 100% sure. But the
I'm going to murder you in your sleep.
Really?
You took 5,048 breaths in your sleep last night.
Are you done now?
Sorry. Back to the plot.
Why, oh why? When everyone says that, I think of a rear end of a horse because someone pointed out that that's what a plot refers to on a horse. Their rear end.
Hey, lovelies!
You hang around the fandom a bit too much.
I love you all.
Okay, so, Karen,
I would like to get this rolling.
I've been made aware that supposedly the gem in the necklace that I paid for you to research has the ability to identify monsters, maybe possibly specifically demons. I don't know for 100%. Could you verify?
Actually, it does identify the demons and the magic of the demons and their source.
Oh.
Do not worry, that is Elysium going off and
Yeah.
doing its own.
Sadly,
their
he
own
has
thing.
other things that he needs
He
to
does
do.
have other things he needs to do. Anyhow, she continues saying, "Yes, I actually have finished up the research, and I was gonna call you up tomorrow. Well, today-ish, in the morning."
I'm sorry. We have a
Not at 2
situation with a possible shadow cat dream demon right now. So I'm currently in the middle of a stakeout and I might need the necklace.
If you want to come over and get it, you can.
Your sister
you can
would
send-
murder me for coming over this late at night.
You can send over one of your assailants or assistants, associates. Yes.
Corporeal slowly raises her hand.
Okay. How about this? You know those cookies you sell in the store that Corporeal really likes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some on hand?
Yes.
Okay. Corporeal.
Mm-hmm.
Brews and Books.
Uh-huh.
Karen's waiting there. She has something I need, but she also has cookies. Karen, put it on my tab. I'll pay you back later.
As you wish.
Am I hearing this phone call? Just to let
It's on speaker, most likely. So I'm going to say yes, you hear it.
I'm gonna assume that I've been before. Yes.
You what?
You're cutting out
I've been associated with the witches before.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say out loud, "Hey, Karen,
Mm-hmm.
there's a $100 bill with your name on it."
Okay.
Okay, Azazel.
Just to pay for whatever needs.
I mean, that's very generous of you. Thank you. I'll actually poof up the item to you right away. Then.
Huh?
And you hear a loud. There we go. That's better sound effect. And then, right next to your eardrums, Casey, is a. And suddenly, there is a bag of cookies, and also the nicely wrapped necklace.
I'm gonna look over at Azazel.
Hmm?
That's one way to do it. At which point, I'm gonna hand the cookies to Corporeal and say, "Hopefully, this will help you forget that nasty dream."
It's a good start. And then she takes it and starts devouring.
So it's
Oh,
like
God,
2
I'm gonna
a.m.
have to vacuum even more now.
Melt, you need to bring up a picture of the Cookie Monster.
Oh yes, yes.
It is.
Oh,
it is in
a
fact
Cookie
2
Monster.
a.m. By the way. Yes. It is. It is 2 a.m. By the way. Yes.
Cookies! Nom nom nom
I'm
nom.
gonna go to her with the money because I don't have a way of, of transporting it there.
Yeah.
But I'll go there and give the money and come back.
Thank you, Azazel.
Hey, Karen.
Hmm.
I'm
You've
gonna
always been a handsome fellow, by the way. Go
Yeah,
on your
you-
way.
Is
He's
Karen the older or the
he's
younger
gonna
one? I
kind-
forget.
She's the younger one.
he's gonna
She
Azazel
likes-
is okay. Wait, what?
She likes everyone.
Yeah.
She yeah.
Yeah. So Azazel is gonna kind of wave his hand dismissively, and then he's going to say sorry, I'm stuttering a lot, or
It's okay.
pausing, I guess. Anyways, he's gonna say, "Thank you. I'll see you soon, though."
Okay.
Um,
Bye.
yeah. He waves her off and goes back.
But yeah, Karen's the younger one, and she's the one that's the expert in enchanting objects and shiz like that.
Hmm.
Okay.
And
Okay,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
is there instructions on how to appropriately use the necklace included with the necklace?
there is no instructions, and your little helper has disappeared.
So calling Karen back up.
Hello, Brews and Books.
Hey, Karen.
Yes.
I have no instructions on how this amulet's supposed to be properly used.
Oh, you just put it on the demon once you're like in hand-to-hand combat area with it.
I have to bell a
It's
demon.
simple. Yeah, you just have to like put the necklace on the demon and it'll work like that. Don't worry about it too much. Okay, bye. Poof.
Click. Okay, guys. So, calling Jessica up
At 2 a.m.
at 2 a.m. because I know she's already up tearing her hair out trying to figure out how to find out information about this demon. Does she pick up?
You do what now? I'm sorry. Messages are being sent to me.
Calling Jessica up.
Okay.
I'm thinking
You
she
call
didn't text
Jessica up. She immediately answers, "Hello? Yes. Have you? The research is going well. I swear."
Jessica, take a breath. I know you may be a little frazzled right now, but I have the useful
How do you
information.
know that I'm a little frazzled? I
Because
I
can
didn't
tell
say
from
I was
your
frazzled.
voice that you've been looking for the information as quickly and as diligently as possible, and I appreciate that. But take a breath, please, and listen to the information I'm going to impart. I have the necklace that I was having Karen look into that I found at my family's family home.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it is a necklace for identifying demons. We can put it over the demon, and it will not only identify the type of demon it is, but where does it draw power from? Now, we are all occasionally falling asleep on the stakeout, and each one of us seems to be having a horrific nightmare of some sort. I'm assuming tying back to this demon. So I'm basically been informed that if we go ahead and bell the demon by putting the necklace over the top of its head, we will learn how to deal with it. Does that sound like a plan to give us a starting point so we have more information to know how to deal with this demon?
That sounds like a wonderful...
A wonderfully bad idea? A wonderfully good idea? You're cutting out here, kind of leaving me hanging.
Ah!
We'll say it's cell phone static.
Ah! My microphone's been acting weird again, and I'm not sure how I like it. But yeah, that'll be a wonderful plan. Don't... You've helped me out with getting everything all together and everything else. Thank you so much. I think I can actually rest now. Haven't slept in like 3 days.
Wait. You haven't slept at all?
No, I haven't actually. I've been too frazzle-dazzled.
Considering
you
this
might
demon
want to avoid
seems...
that.
Considering this demon is a dream demon as far as we can guess at, we're going to come to you. And we're going to try to see if we can find... When you fall asleep, we're going to see if it expresses its presence there and try to put the necklace around it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense.
Okay.
And also, Mel,
Yes.
out of character here, I believe it is a good time to stop.
Dang it! Dang it! Cliffhangers!
Good time to stop.
Dang it! No. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and be ending the stream here, folks. Thank you so much. This is not an intermission stop. This is end of the stream stop, right?
Yes, this is an end of
Okay.
the stream. Stop.
So, since we're trying to go ahead and will we be expecting to pick this back up week after next?
I'm good for that.
I believe if everyone's schedule is of orderly, then
Since we
yes.
seem to be doing Dark Shadows every other week, we'll be trying to do this again around 10:30 to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, just for your appropriate time zones. Oh, week after next. Basically, it's in every other Saturday.
On the
kind of thing.
second. On
Yep.
the 2nd of, I believe that is March. Yes.
Yes, 2nd of March. We'll
2nd
hopefully
of
have
March.
another one of this streams again. If you've enjoyed the content, please let us know. If you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe, like, notify, all that jazz. For now, though, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay frosty, and we will see you again next time.